Well, hi, and good morning to the Dear Daughter show. Actually, did I just say that? Well, we are on the Dear Daughter page, but we are on the To My Younger Self show. So let me correct that. And good morning. My name is Zoe Baraka. It is so good to see you today. How are you doing today? It is Tuesday, August 25th, and yes, it is 7:30 in the morning. So you know what that means. It means storytelling time. As always, I see there's a couple of people online with me already, and I believe it's because I am doing this show on my desktop. I think the desktop doesn't tell you who is watching, so I do apologize for that. And just go ahead and say hello, say hi, good morning, top of the morning to you in whatever language you speak, okay? And yes, in the comment section right there, just so I know you're there and so I can acknowledge you, right? Today, I am talking about a very interesting topic. It's titled, Who is Your Judas? Now, here's the question. Have you ever had a friend or just a colleague or a family member in your life that is just always doing things to betray you, so to speak? They're just always, hi, good morning, Laura. It is so good to see you. Going back to the story, they're just there to cause you grief. Like nothing you do isn't secret anymore with them. Da soba for Awane. Hi, Abanus Mole. It is so good to see you. Irana, it is so good to see you. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I was saying today, I am talking about how to accept your Judas, really. And this kind of happened to me a couple of years ago. And I'm not sure why I started thinking about it over the weekend, but I did, and I thought, hey, this is a good story to share. So, as I was saying, have you ever had a friend or a family member that just seemed to tell everybody your business? Or they will push you to do something, and then they would backtrack and tell everybody how you made a mistake, or they would just tell people you did it, and they had nothing to do with it. They are the quintessential Judases of our lives. Now, when I was in, it wasn't film school, it was journalism school, I had this particular friend. We were almost like, in Ghana, there's something called Bafaini form, meaning that a crippled person and the ground, right? We were like that. We were that tight. And at that time, I didn't realize for privacy reasons, I'm just going to call her Jane Doe. She's not dead, okay? She's very much alive. She's happy and healthy and all that. But I'll just call her Jane Doe, okay? Now, Jane Doe, she just needed to be the center of attention, let's put it that way. Everything she did. And so, everywhere you saw her, you saw me. And everywhere you saw me, you saw her. And we went on to go to film school together. And I think it was around film school that I realized who she really was. She would push me to do certain things, and then when push came to shove, she would go around and tell everybody, did you hear what Baraka did? And things like that. So there was this man in my life. He's passed on to glory now. Professor Kofi Awano. He was one of Ghana's topmost writers and poets. I was talking to him a couple of years ago, and this person's name came up, and I was very livid because I had just found out that this particular person, without my knowledge, had been feeding my mother stories about me, most of which were not true. And I didn't even know that she had that kind of relationship with my mother to begin with. And the fact that she used to actually go to my house behind my back and tell my mother things that I was supposedly doing in school. And all of these were not good things. They were very bad things. Some of the things she was saying were things like I was sleeping around, I wasn't studying enough. So, of course, my mother took her word over mine all the time and just assumed I was a naughty girl, you know? And I found out about that extracurricular life of hers by chance. I think my sister may have let it slip. That, oh yeah, that your friend Jane Doe, yeah, she was at the house the other day and she, had a talk with mom. And I said, how in the world is she doing that with my own mother? And I was so livid. I happened to be talking to Professor Kofi Awano at the time because I was trying to get him to be in a documentary that I was working on. And he said to me that everybody must have a Judas. And it didn't really hit me. I didn't really think about it. I mean, I knew the concept of Judas at the time. I wasn't really a Bible buff like I am now. But over the weekend, again, I'm not sure what happened, but I started thinking about that and I realized that this is very true. We all must have a Judas. And I realized that Jesus had Judas in his midst for 3 years, all the time knowing this is the person that is going to send me to the gallows. This is the person that is going to send me to the cross where I suffer the most grueling suffering ever recorded in history. But Jesus walked with Judas. He fed Judas. He laughed with Judas. He was Judas's friend. I am sure there were times when Judas was sick and Jesus was like, here's a healing for you. Where Judas needed something and he was like, yeah, I'll give it to you. All the while knowing that when everything is said and done, this is the person that's going to do you in. And so, of course, I started thinking, being a person that just does that, started thinking about all these Bible figures that had their Judas in their midst all the time. Joseph had Potiphar and Potiphar's wife. Joseph also had his own brothers, you know. And I thought how very quickly we act very quickly when we realize somebody has betrayed us, when what we should do is learning, just like Jesus did, how to accept that person until their season in our lives is over. In Jesus's case, he had to stick with his Judas for 3 years, knowing very well that in 3 years this person will betray me and I will die. We are so quick to just, and now I think that I do regret it, because when I found out a whole lot of other things that this Jane Doe person had done to me behind my back, I just kind of, cut her off. Admittedly, just like Judas, Judas was the purse keeper. He had traits, he had good things. He was a manager, at least that's what I would call him. He took care of the finances of the Jesus and his disciples. And I'm sure that in all of the knowledge that Jesus had, he probably learned a thing or two about culture and all of that stuff from Judas. I never gave her the time of day after that. I just kind of cut her off. And I am thinking to myself now, I'm pretty sure there was a lot more things I could have learned from her if I had managed that situation well, knowing who she was. She still had a part to play in my life. So my question to you today is this: who is your Judas? Is there someone out there that you know for sure is intent on, for lack of a better word, destroying you? Because no one really can destroy you until you give them permission to. But how are we able to turn that situation around? If we knew our Judases well beforehand, if we knew what they were capable of doing and still managed to keep them in our lives, how much more richer would our lives be? It's a question I am posing to you. I think today I am just not really telling a story. I am thinking out loud. Do you know your Judas? And how effectively are you able to use your Judas to bring you to a particular either purpose or season? Because that's what happened with Jesus. It also happened with Moses, with his brother Aaron and his sister Miriam. It happened with Joseph, like I said. It did happen with David and Saul, right? We always have a Judas in our lives, but if we recognize who they are and we're able to play their game, so to speak, our lives will be so much better. There's some people out there in the world who seem to have friends around them forever, years and years, and they would tell you the most atrocious stories of how this person betrayed them and that person betrayed them, and they're still their friends. I think they probably have the formula right, don't you think? So I'm going to leave you with this thought. Who is your Judas? Have you recognized who they are, and how are you able to use them to better your life, right? Okay, so I'm gonna end today's storytelling here with a question. Who is your Judas? Once again, my name is Zoe Baraka. It has been an absolute pleasure just hanging with you and not really telling a story, but kind of just thinking things through, right? Ace Cam, it is good to see you. Yes, I am smiling at you too. Look. Alrighty. Listen, enjoy your day. Okay? And when you do meet a Judas, embrace them. Know who they are in your life. Place them exactly where they're supposed to be in your life. And keep it moving. Enjoy your Tuesday. It is sunny out there, so yes, please do keep hydrated. Okay? Alrighty. This is Zoe Baraka signing off. Bye bye.